Hello friends, this is Sahan. The today's topic is an AWS Certified Developer Associate exam. If you are interested in preparing for the AWS Certified Developer Associate exam, I am sure this presentation will help you for preparing and giving you a high level overview on the topics required to study and what are the questions that will be there. And also, as part of the presentation, I will give you around the typical questions that may be asked as part of the each topic. So there are five domains as part of the exam. The domain one, which is deployment, that is deploying the written code in AWS using CI/CD pipeline and patterns, which is very important, and how to use Elastic Beanstalk for deploying applications. The reason is the Elastic Beanstalk will take care of the required infrastructure once you deploy your application. So as we're deploying, we are not need to worry about what is the infrastructure that is required. The Elastic Beanstalk, which will take care of that. We'll see more in the next slide. And how to prepare the deployment package application for deploying AWS, and then the serverless application deployment we'll study in domain one. As part of domain two, it's mostly the security, which is also one of the important topic. How to make authenticated calls to AWS services, implementing the applications for authorization and authentication, implementing the encryption using AWS services. And the third topic is which is development with AWS services, which is a weightage of 30%, which is the highest weightage. So you need to spend more time if you are preparing for the AWS Developer Associate exam. The domain three, you will know about how to translate functional requirements into application designs, writing code for serverless applications and code that interacts with AWS services using APIs, implementing the application design into application code. Domain 4 is refactoring, and this is the lowest weightage, which is 10%. As part of that, we'll learn about migrating the existing application code into run on AWS, optimizing the applications for using best features of AWS services. And the last topic is monitoring troubleshooting, which is as part of the exam, it's a less weightage, which is 12%. But this is really helpful, which you need to learn more in monitoring the troubleshooting, which will helpful when you're doing the production support and also to debug the application, where you will need to know where are your logs available based on what is the error you are receiving it. So writing code to get into monitored, so you need to write a special code and performing the root cause analysis on the faults and the are found during testing or production. So these are the main five domains which are part of the AWS Developer Associate exam. Let me go to the next one, which will discuss about the sample tricky questions. So once we see the at high level, what are the tricky questions that will be there as part of the exam. So while studying each topic, you can spend more time on the each topic based on the tricky questions. If you see the first one, some APIs related questions such as what is the API action for knowing about EC2 instances, when the IAM role is used, and when the IAM user credentials are used. AWS IAM and AWS Cognito are very important concepts. You might encounter several questions on this, on IAM roles, IAM groups, cross account, Cognito user pools, and Cognito identity pools, etc. And AWS also has AWS SSO, single sign-on, AWS STS, AWS Cognito, and AWS managed Microsoft Active Directory. The basics of EC2, such as connecting to EC2, how EC2 talks to other resources, familiarity with the AMI in relation to launching an instance. Know the difference between persistent storage and ephemeral storage, how EC2 communicates with the Amazon VPC, public and private subnets, security groups, and network access control list, and understand what is your responsibility according to shared responsibility model. So this exam really tests you about serverless compute lambda. You need to understand how to use execution context for reuse, how to use environment variables, how to handle dependencies in the function code, how to reduce your deployment package for the runtime, how and why to improve memory of your lambda execution timeout, how to monitor logs of lambda, etc. Basic knowledge about Amazon RDS, especially about using read replicas for scaling out and increased performance. Understand the concept of read replica, sorry, read capacity units and write capacity units while working with the DynamoDB. You might encounter a couple of questions on how to calculate throughput for Amazon DynamoDB. You need to know the difference between local secondary index and global secondary index. Understand the concept of eventually consistent and strongly consistent reads. You need to know all the related service available for caching, such as DynamoDB Accelerator. And the last one is Elastic Cache, which has two parts. One is Redis and also Memcached. So in the next video, we'll go to the first domain, which we talked about deployment. Okay, thank you all for watching my video, and please subscribe to my videos.